Good morning. Welcome to my home and welcome to my heart. It's wonderful to be with you today. It's wonderful to be with me today. It's wonderful to be with my mother today. She turns 90 on Wednesday. I'm so excited. The women in my home, and well, the men too, right, Mom? They all live into their 90s and close to 100.
Yes.
So I'm in the third trimester of my life. I'm 62. And if you think about trimesters of birth, it's really interesting as I realize that this is the third trimester of my life. And in gestation for when we're about to be born, your first trimester is obviously forming and creating and bringing together all of these systems. The second trimester is modifying them. The third trimester, they're already put in place and they simply need to grow. So in this grow and expand and then give. And so in this third trimester, we've done all the systems being put into place, and now we get to grow and expand and live. Right, Mom?
Absolutely.
It's kind of cool that way. Interesting how I've got many resources now from Master Lin, and I was just reviewing a 45-minute talk that he gave yesterday in a Qi conference last year. And he was talking about how we are the small universe, our whole universe, and this one I want to just go back to and take a lot of notes. Our whole body is connected to the universe, and just like the universe, our body has the universe within it. And I know that sounds extremely obscure at this moment. He makes it make an awful lot of sense. And so as I go back and review that, I'm going to help you understand too, in both these live sessions, and also I'm going to be starting a subscription practice group where we're going to be together for about an hour and 15 minutes and really diving a little bit deeper into these concepts that I'm presenting in embryo and in just simple practice right now. But as we dive deeper into the practice, you start going, aha, aha, aha. Qigong is a science. And so as we study the body, we learn the science of how our bodies work and how we're connected to the universe and how the energetic processes work within our body, our mind, our spirit, and our soul. It's very cool. Today we're working on, this is Friday, and I hate the word working on, because when you say the word, I'm going to work on this, we have an end goal in mind, and it seems like it's hard, because I'm going to work at it, right? But if we're going to experience this and practice these things, that's a different mindset. It's a different verbal use of it. It's a reframing. So today we are going to experience and explore the fifth healing element and the fifth movement, which is gratitude, connecting with our heart's energy. And our heart's energy is incredibly important. It is the source of everything else. That heart energy, that alive, that connectedness to the universe, that connectedness to love, to unconditional love. So as we begin our process today, I want to talk a little bit about the heart energy. No, not the heart energy, about the kidney energy, which is the fifth of the healing elements. And they're all connected to the heart energy, but the kidney energy is what we're talking about right now. The kidney is our vitality center. Kidneys wash things through. Kidneys cleanse. Kidneys take toxins and clean them out and allow extra stuff to go through us. Kidneys are based in water, and our bodies are, who knows what the actual percentage is. It's anywhere from 70 to 90% water. But there's so much water energy in our kidneys. Dr. Erasmus Emoto, a Japanese doctor, did a scientific study on using the molecules of water and crystallization. And in his study, he took different vials of water and he put labels on them. And for some of them, he said things like, I hate you, and that was written on it. And some of them were written on, I love you, I'm very grateful for you. So the different energy of different thoughts was attached to different waters, and the waters were all from the same source. And then he froze the waters, and as he was freezing the water, he was looking at the water droplets as they formed the crystals into the freezing process. And it was very interesting to watch the different ways that the water crystallized, but depending on what thoughts were given to the water. And the waters that had the negative, the contracting thoughts and emotions sent to them and wished upon them were, their crystallization was very muted and very mottled and not cohesive with other places. It was like it was burnt. I'll post the study, a little YouTube thing about the study, and you'll be able to see some of the pictures that were taken. Very, very mutated crystallization. But the crystals of waters that were frozen with the thoughts of love and gratitude and appreciation and happiness and joy, those crystals, those snowflakes were, because they become snowflakes, right? They become ice. Those were beautiful. They had gorgeous formations. And the interesting thing is that with those gorgeous formations and the star shapes coming off of them, and each one of them were different, with those star shapes coming off, those can connect to other star shapes. The mottled and the mutated ones could not connect. This is my personal extrapolation of that. And you know, when we're going to try and build a snowman with snow, you have to have a specific type of snow. You got to have snow that actually connects and compacts so you can build that snowman. So as I watched these processes and the beauty in the crystallization of those thoughts, and now taking that back to our kidney energy, where we are 80%, 80 to 90% water, whatever the percentage is, it's a very high percentage, we are water. When we send that energy to ourselves, the water in ourselves, we create that crystallization, that mobility, that fluidity in our very cells, which is pretty incredible. And so this is why this is a science. It's because especially as people are studying now into the quantum physics and psychoneuroimmunology and how those cells will manifest gene propensities, because we may have a propensity for something within our genes, but it does not have to be manifest and expressed. But the environment within which the cells function do dictate the expression of the genes. If you want to go into Dr. Bruce Lipton's work and Dr. Candace Pert's work and Steve Braden, I think. I forget his name. Anyway, The Divine Matrix he wrote. So all of these things together, as we combine and learn about all this science and realize that our bodies hold all that science. And Dr. Candace Pert also said that our physical body is our subconscious mind. And so as we think about that concept, my physical body is my subconscious mind. My subconscious mind will hold memories. It will hold ideas. It will hold perceptions. And when those ideas and those perceptions put me and bring me into a space of contraction, it actually affects my cells. Aha. So our minds and our thoughts, because of the different sciences that have shown that the minds and the thoughts actually have their own vibration and can change the cells as well, then my thoughts and the things I bring in and the feelings that I bring in and keep in my body will actually change the physiology of my body. Does that make sense? This is why meditation and the moving meditation practice can be so beneficial in so many ways to our bodies, is because scientifically we're changing the cells by our meditative process. And as we go into the practice groups and then as you start taking the courses and start realizing, just how intimate and infinite this really is. It's so incredible. These bodies that we're given, that we are in, that our spirits house, are absolutely magnificent. They are just, they function in such cool ways. So let's get down to our practice. Somehow my music has turned off. Yeah, I'm not even going to worry about it. So in our practice, we begin by bouncing. Actually, I'm going to not bounce first. I'm going to actually tap first. So we're going to tap. The tapping starts the bouncing process. Tap the top of your head. And now between the eyes, just where the eyebrows begin here, this is your bladder meridian right here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's tap underneath our eyes, and this is the stomach meridian. This tapping process is like the bouncing process, but this is very, very focused. And these different tapping points tap on the inside of the armpit, or inside the crook of the arm. This is a lung meridian and a heart meridian. And on the other side, on the right, and under the armpit, this is again the lung meridian and the heart meridian. We're opening up these channels. And as I do that, I start to yawn. And yawning is a place of relaxation and release. Now I'm tapping on the kidney meridians back here. Now I'm tapping down onto the sacrum. And the sacrum is a place in our body that builds a lot of our blood, bone marrow. And now into our hips. And into the groin. And down into the knees. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the backs of the knees. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the left knee. Then the right knee. And now we'll begin to bounce. So as we bounce, we're bouncing from the knees, from the ankles, from the hips. Envision yourself. Where in your childhood were you the happiest? Where in your childhood do you remember being the most free? And you may have had a childhood where you don't have memories like that. So where would you like to have been? In your daydreams, what would you like to have happened? Because as we envision the things that did happen that were joyful and happy, or the things that we would like to create that are joyful and happy, we actually set that up I could talk this morning. We set that up in ourselves. As we visualize these things, it is as if to our body it is happening right now. It is real. Our visualization is incredibly powerful. So visualize a time or a daydream or the optimal time as a child that you were just happy and joyful and everything felt free and lovely and delightful, and there was no way you could be embarrassed or shamed or second guess yourself in any way. So as we bounce, feel that visualization, feel that joy, that childlike, this is great. Because the bouncing process releases extra emotions and releases extra energy that's now ready to just go back to the universe. As we live and as we grow, especially when we come from childhood and infancy, those first, they call them the formative years for reasons, because we get programming going on in our bodies and in our minds that sets us up for life. And we get the programming that comes from the culture that we are raised in. And it's important to get that programming so that we can survive the culture that we're raised in. Because at 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 years old, we don't have the option to take us out of that culture, whatever it was. And it could be a culture that's very functional and very empowering. It could be a culture that has some functionality to it and some dysfunctionality. Every one of our processes has had something in it that has constricted us in some way. So here we are as adults now going, is the program that was installed before really useful to me now? Yes, it may be. Or maybe it needs some modification. Maybe it needs some tweaking. Maybe some programs can be deleted because they're no longer serving us. We don't have to look back at that and go, that was horrible. We can just say, I could use some new programming now. I could tweak some programs that are already running that are functioning. And I could delete some, and I can install some new ones. So in this bouncing process, we're deleting and releasing things that are no longer useful to us, that have taught us things, and they're no longer useful. And therefore, with that idea, we don't have to say, get out of here, get gone. We can say, thank you. Thank you for that programming. Thank you for those instructions. I'm evolving now to a higher level, and those old instructions can be released. And I can release them with love and gratitude. And there's the key right there. Because if we say, you got to go, then notice that you're putting yourself into those contracting emotions. If we say, thanks for all the information you've given me, let's go to the next level now and release whatever is ready to go, we're instilling and we're in a cycle of love and gratitude. Gratitude for the difficult things. Gratitude for the programming that taught us something else. And now we understand that we can empower ourselves and release that programming and choose something new. So it can all be immersed and marinated in love and gratitude. Because love and gratitude are the ones that raise us. Is that Pollyanna? Well, Pollyanna had a lot of good things going on, actually, because she always looked for the good in the difficult times. And I'm going to do my and the bouncing part here now, and the EFT that I'll present later on. The bouncing part here allows for the release of that stuff, the extra stuff. And you might feel some emotions come up. You might feel some sadness come up. Then just sit with that. Sit with that sadness. I'm feeling really sad right now. And allow it to be what it is while you continue to bounce. And as you continue to bounce through the sadness or tap through the sadness, all those spots that we gave you, tap through that sadness, it will move those emotions and move that reprogramming faster. We don't want to miss the process of feeling what we feel. That's important. And then, when we felt what we felt and it's moving, nature abhors a vacuum, what will we bring in to replace it? There's our breath. So as we bounce, we're releasing. Let your hands float up above you. Breathing out through the nose. Breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth, just to clarify. With our hands in the air, and I always find this piece interesting. This is the universal sign for surrender, isn't it? With our hands in the air, and we're bouncing in this releasing process, we are surrendering to the unconditional love of the universe, which, if we surrender to it, can bring us into a higher and higher and higher level of vibration. And as we're in a higher level of vibration, we bring others into that level as well. Our vibration is magnetic. And so our personal practice will bless the lives of others automatically. Allow your hands to float down. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth still. And in a swivel. Nice and easy. And as you're bouncing, close your eyes and be aware of your body. Be aware of different parts of your body. Remember, the body is the subconscious mind. So as we're aware of the different parts of our body that maybe are holding some tension, maybe have a little heightened sensation of some sort, maybe you're out of alignment, your body will ask you in this bouncing spots, this bouncing process, to align. Like my hips. If my hips are sticking out too much, I get more tension on my lower back. So as I bounce, and I especially swing like this, my hips say, could you stretch up a little bit more so that we can be in alignment? And I go, sure. And I stretch up a little bit more. My hips go, thanks. That was really awesome. That feels good. My shoulders are kind of rolled forward. They say, could you please open up a little bit? And as I open up a little bit, they go, oh, thanks. That feels better. We can actually have conversations with our bodies. And allow yourself to just, and my chin just said, my neck said back here said, hey, you know what? When your chin's up like that, I get kind of pinched back here. Could you drop your chin down? And that'll really help me out back here. And I go drop my chin down, and the back of the head goes, thanks, that really helps. So listen to your body. It's going to have a conversation with you. Continue to bounce. We're going to use our breath and be with our breath to blow out and come into stillness. Feel that expansion in the stillness. Back of my head said, chin, you're up again. Could you drop down? My chin drops down. Back of the head goes, thanks. You've just released the tension on me. That feels great. Now notice the stance that my body has now taken. And this is something that has just become. As that bounce happened, and we bounced for quite a while, I can feel an energy aura running around the whole exterior of my body. The color continues to be white. I'm seeing this in my mind's eye. I feel pressure in my palms. It's not a pressure that pushes away, it's a pressure that is a presence. It says, I'm here. I feel my fingertips tingling. This is Qi. Qi is like energy, but more advanced and deeper and broader. It is our life force energy from our kidneys. It has a blueprint. It knows exactly how our bodies, minds, spirits, and souls could be in their perfection. And it has intelligence. And so it will bring us to the places where it could possibly be. It knows all possibility, bringing our hands to the front of our body, to our lower dantian. Our right hand, if you're a woman, is next to your navel. Your left hand, if you're a man, is next to your navel. If there is some fluidity in that gender, you will choose which hand feels right for you. The feeling is the most important part. Feel and allow. Here we call upon the energy of our master. Again, you have choice. You choose what master you will follow, align with, integrate, merge with. Your master might have a name. Could be God, could be Buddha, could be Lao Tzu, could be anyone from whom you derive wisdom and power and feel completely and perfectly safe with. It could be your own inner knowing, your own inner being. We call upon the energy of our master to set the intention for our practice. Dear Master, with deep gratitude, I set the intention for my practice and dedicate this to healing. You choose your own intention. Why are you here? My intention is to shed love and joy from me to other people, to bring it back to me, to have ultimate healing, to have joy and happiness and physical and emotional freedom in this world, in this life, and to facilitate that for others. As we set our intention for our practice, that is our yi. And our yi will now direct our qi, that intelligence. We will get what we ask for and what we focus on. And now we say the password, I am in the universe. The universe is in my body. The universe and I combine together as one. We're going to bring our hands together in a prayer position at our lower dantian. This is the fifth movement of the 5 healing elements. The color that we're thinking of and the color that we're bringing in is the color blue. It is the kidney element, the water element. And it is activated by the feeling of gratitude. So our hands are now in a prayer position at our hearts. Our fingertips have just enough pressure to hold a piece of paper. We're going to use our breath again as well. I'm going to tip to the side so that you can see me in profile. As we lean forward, more from the upper back, we're going to reach our chin out. I'm combining a couple of movements here. One is dolphining of the neck. So I'll combine the dolphining in a moment. You're just simply going to lean forward as you breathe in, with the attitude of gratitude. And as you stretch up, you're going to breathe out. Simply breathe in and lean forward at the moment. Breathe out and stretch out. We will add to this now. Each time you breathe in, think of one thing that you're grateful for. They can be very random things, whatever comes to your mind. As you breathe in, think of it. As you breathe out with your exhale, speak of it. I'm grateful for my skin. I'm grateful for my feet. I will give you just a few of mine and you just think of your own. I'm grateful for my breath. Now I'm going to add one more element to this. As you reach forward, reach out with your chin and envision yourself scooping a golf ball sized bubble right up into here, into your throat area. And that bubble now floats you up and opens your chest. If you have any constrictions in your lungs at all, if you've got anything that you're dealing with that is impacting your lungs, this motion, this is called Dolphining the Neck. It's a very simple, very tiny, but very profound and deeply healing motion. And when it's coupled with the attitude and the emotion of gratitude, it can be so healing. I am grateful for science. I am grateful for smiling. I am grateful for connections with other humans. I'm grateful for connections with other humans that challenge me and invite me into a space of release and invite me into a space of flexibility. I am grateful for love. As we close our practice, we're going to rub our hands together. This is harvesting of our chi. Feel the warmth that you're developing as you rub your hands together. We're going to interlace our fingers and just tap in there as well. When we close our fingers up, we inhibit our chi. When we open them, things move. And our hands are very symbolic. We reach out and we minister to each other with our hands. And our hands hold a lot of chi. I've actually, as we did this part of the meditation, I felt inspired to, or directed, whatever, to, when I close this practice, to open another one after I do my Louise Hay presentation and show you a healing process that I will do energetically with my dear 90-year-old mother here. So we're going to do that in a few minutes. It'll be on. So, harvesting our chi. Rubbing our hands together. Take your hands, please, and put them on your face. Running your fingers on either side of your nose, up into your hairline. Notice that you're drawing a heart shape. And the heart is the symbol and the center of love. And as you draw this heart shape on your own face, envision yourself as a perfect, loving parent, rubbing your face as a tiny infant in all your beautiful perfection. and say to yourself, both parent and infant, in one, I love you, and use your own name. I love you, Roxy. And that might feel a little strange at first. Sink into that. Receive that love. Be both parent and child. Perfect parent. Perfectly receiving child. I love you. Tapping the top of our head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Put one hand on your forehead. Tap the back of your head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I love the support that gives. When I was sick as a child and I was throwing up, my mom would always hold my forehead while I would throw up. Do you remember that, Mom?
I do. I do.
And just help you. And so this is a real supportive, a real kind, loving space for me. Tapping down our chest. Under our left armpit, tapping down the torso. In the harvesting of our chi, we're kind of putting on our coat to go out into the world. We've generated a lot of energy, and now we're tucking our coat on to keep that energy with us and travel with us as we go out into the world. We're going to rub our kidneys now with the backs of our hands. The kidneys are just above the hip bone in the back, that iliac crest. And now just tap your kidneys with a very open fist, and this is a soft fist and soft tapping as well. Gently tapping. And now down into the sacrum. This one, especially with the arthritis that I've been experiencing and that congestion in my joints here, this one feels so releasing to me. As I tap that sacrum, everything just kind of goes, thank you. Thank you, thank you. And now into the sides of the hips. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there my body says, open up the shoulders a bit, relax. As we're doing all this tapping, your body starts, it's just like chink, 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 chink. Everything just starts lining up. I'm tapping the groin. For me, this one is again very much like the sacrum. As I tap into this groin area here, it just releases so much tension that the muscles around my hip joints have to work a little bit harder. But that is all changing. I am very, very, very excited to tell you that is changing. It's releasing, it's softening. I have more movement, more fluidity. I am creating the miracle. I am receiving the miracle that Master Lin talks about with the arthritis that he experienced. Listening to his process and his healing from that has given me such inspiration and such hope. Up on the toes, bubbling spring, dropping to the heels. I think we're at number 4 here. The intention is 9. Think the intention and the number 9, and if you've been feeling other things and don't necessarily count, that's okay. The intention will guide. Thank you for practicing with me today. That connection, I am grateful, grateful, grateful for you joining with me. No matter when you receive this video, I feel that connection. Our chi fields connect. Our chi fields connect and they heal each other. We are the medicine for each other. Namaste. I love you.